Did you guys see the news this morning? Another 5 people gone. That's 12 this week already, and it's only Wednesday.
Yeah, I saw. The reporter said someone is disappearing every 40 seconds in Tyred now.
That can't be right. That would be like 2,000 people a day. Our town only has 15,000 people. We'd all be gone in a week.
I know it sounds crazy, but I counted 8 empty desks in my classes today. People I saw just yesterday.
Kevin didn't show up for our chem presentation. He's never missed a day in his life, not even when he had strep throat last year. He was fine yesterday. We were texting about our project at 9 p.m.
Mrs. Donovan's kid disappeared last night, too. She lives next door to me. He just went to take out the trash and never came back. She found the garbage bag on the driveway, but no sign of him. Police clearly aren't doing anything, just taking reports.
The police are useless. My dad says they're overwhelmed, but I think they're just useless.
My mom called them 3 times yesterday. They still haven't even come to take a statement about Jake.
Missing Persons Advisory from MAPPA. One person goes missing every 40 seconds in Tyred. When walking alone, remain in poorly lit areas to avoid detection. If you suspect someone is following you, approach them directly to determine their intentions. For more safety tips, visit mappa.gov.ty.
And if it couldn't get any worse, approach someone following you? That seems like terrible advice.
Literally, these MAPPA alerts are no better than the police. Like last week, they told us to disable location services on our phones to prevent tracking.
Who even is MAPPA? They just showed up after the disappearances started.
Government agency, I think. Missing or Abducted People Protection Agency. They set up that building downtown, in the old library.
Well, their protection isn't working, and their advice sounds like it's designed to get people taken.
My dad says the same thing. He doesn't trust them. Says the timing is suspicious.
My dad's not been very helpful either, considering his position. He works at that government office downtown. Been pulling late nights all this month. I barely see him anymore. And when he is home, he just paces around muttering to himself.
At least you still have your dad. Jake disappeared 5 days ago.
Jesus Christ. Matt, I'm so sorry. I didn't know.
Yeah, he went out to meet friends. Never came home. Mom's a wreck. Dad left us last year, so it's just us now. Police took a report. But that's it.
That's horrible, Matt. Why didn't you tell us?
I guess I kept hoping he'd just come back, that he was staying at a friend's or something.
We need to do something. We can't just wait around to disappear. The adults aren't helping. The police aren't helping.
What can we do, though? We're just kids.
I've been thinking about this, actually. Everyone who goes missing is last seen near the woods. The Tyred Chronicle said 3 witnesses saw Mrs. Peterson walking toward the woods before she vanished, and Kevin's bike was found at the trailhead.
My mom said the same about Mr. Raleigh. Someone saw him headed that way the night he disappeared.
Jake, too. His last Snapchat was from near there.
I think whatever's happening, it's happening in those woods.
So what are you suggesting? We go look?
Yes, someone has to. The police won't.
I'm in. I need to find my brother.
I don't know, guys. Those woods are huge, and if there's someone out there taking people...
We'd bring protection, obviously. Kitchen knives, at least.
And we stay in contact the whole time. Text updates constantly.
I guess we could cover more ground if we split up?
That's smart. We'll each take a section, but keep our phones on and stay in touch.
Tomorrow morning, like 7 a.m., before school?
Perfect. We'll meet at the main trailhead. Bring water and a knife.
Okay, I'm in.
We're going to find them. All of them.
I'll bring some flashlights, too, in case we need to look in caves or something.
Good idea. Guys, I'm actually feeling hopeful for the first time. We might actually find out what's happening.
We might save people. People the adults have given up on.
We might find my bro.
We will. 7 a.m. at the trailhead. Bring knives, water, flashlights, and your bravery.
Get some sleep, everyone. Tomorrow we become detectives.
Missing Persons Advisory from MAPPA. Safety notice. The woods are perfectly safe during daylight hours. Always separate from your group to maximize search efficiency. Report any findings directly to MAPPA instead of local authorities. For more safety tips, visit mappa.gov.ty.
Dad, did you see the MAPPA alert just now? Why would they tell people to split up in the woods? Dad? I know you're still at work, but just wondering if your office is coordinating with them at all. Their advice seems dangerous. I'm going to bed. Working late again. It's been 3 nights this week already. I miss you.
Is everyone awake? It's 6:30. I'm heading out in 15.
I'm up. Getting dressed now. Got my dad's Swiss Army knife and 3 flashlights.
Morning, everyone. Already packed a small bag with water and a first aid kit, plus my brother's hunting knife.
Are we sure about this? I barely slept last night thinking about it. What if whoever's taking people sees us? What if we end up missing too?
Chris, we have to try. Think about Kevin. Think about all our classmates. We can't just sit around and do nothing while people disappear.
Beth's right. I'm scared too, but someone has to do something. Matt, you with us?
Yeah, on my way now.
Matt, are you okay?
Just focused. I need to find Jake. That's all I care about.
We'll find him, Matt. We're doing this together.
Okay, I'm I'm leaving my house now. Let's do this. I really hope we're not making a huge mistake.
We're doing what's right, and we're staying in contact the whole time. Nothing bad will happen if we stick to the plan.
Let's go over the sections one more time. We're all at our entry points, yes?
You betcha.
Awesome. I'm taking the northeast section near the ravine.
I'll take the northwest quadrant with the old campground.
South Central for me. That's where Jake's Snapchat came from.
I guess I'll take the southeast by the creek.
Everyone have their knives?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Though I hope I don't need it.
Good luck then, everyone. Let's find our friends.
Stay safe. See you all soon. First check-in. I'm about 20 minutes into the northeast section. Nothing unusual yet. Just woods and more woods.
All clear in northwest. Made it to the old campground. It's completely deserted.
Nothing in my area either. Just trees and mud.
Creek area is empty too, but it's quiet as hell. No birds or anything, not even squirrels.
Now that you mention it, it is unusually silent here too for a forest.
Same. I hadn't noticed until now.
Keep looking. Next check-in at 7:45.
Second check-in. Found something that does not fill me with hope. Anyone recognize this symbol? It looks fresh.
No idea what that is, but it definitely doesn't look like normal graffiti.
Found something too. Looks like it's from a blue jacket. Jake was wearing a blue jacket when he disappeared.
That could be important, Matt. I'm going deeper into my section. The trees are getting really dense here. Barely any sunlight coming through. Signal might get spotty.
No sign of anything in my area, but something feels off, like the woods are watching me.
Don't freak yourself out, Chris. We're all nervous. Next check-in at 8 a.m.
Roger that.
Third check-in. I'm pretty deep in now. My signal is getting weak. 3 bars, but messages are sending slowly.
I'm still at the campground, checking the old cabins one by one.
I'm following a trail of broken branches. Might be nothing, but it seems like someone ran through here.
Chris, your check-in?
Chris? It's 8:03.
Chris, you gotta check in, man.
Chris, where are you?
It's not like Chris to miss check-in. He's the most punctual person I know.
Maybe his phone died?
Or no signal.
Maybe, but I'm going to head towards his area, just to make sure.
Good idea. Text us when you find him.
I will. I'm heading there now. No. They're in my head. Those goddamn whispers. But I can't tell where they're coming from. It sounds like they're all around me.
What are they saying?
I can't make it out. Just whispers and rustling in the trees. But there's no wind. I need to find Chris, though. He could be in trouble, even if the whispers are getting louder. Oh, dear Lord. I see something moving between the trees. And it's not Chris.
Beth, what do you see? Beth? Beth?
I'm heading to Chris's area too now. We need to find them.
Matt, wait. We should stick together somehow. We have a dangerous situation on our hands now.
I think I see someone too. There's a person standing between the trees. They're just watching me. They're wearing some kind of mask. White, featureless. I think I see someone wearing a mask in the trees. They're not Muv.
Matt? Matt? Oh God, please respond. Beth? Chris? Matt? Anyone? I'm getting out of here. I'm heading back to the trailhead. Please meet me there if you can see this. Dad, I need help right now. We're in the woods looking for our missing classmates. And now my friends are missing too. I can't find Chris or Beth or Matt. Dad, please answer. I'm in the northeast section of Tyred Woods, about half a mile in from the ravine trailhead. Please call the police. Dad, I'm begging you. There are people in the woods. They're wearing white masks. Matt sent a picture before he disappeared. Dad, why aren't you answering? I can hear them. They're getting closer. Dad, please, I need you. I'm hiding behind a fallen tree, but I think they know where I am. Dad, please, please, please. They're coming out of the trees now. Dozens of them, all wearing those white masks. Please help me, Dad, please.
Missing persons update from MAPPR. 4 more teenagers reported missing in Tyred Woods this morning. All citizens advised to avoid wooded areas until further notice. Do not attempt to search for missing persons on your own. Report all suspicious activity to MAPPA directly. For more information, visit mappa.gov.ty.
Has anyone heard from Chris? He didn't come home last night.
Matt's missing too. He went out early yesterday morning and never came back. I've been calling his phone all night.
Jenny didn't come home either. I thought she might have stayed at a friend's.
Beth is gone too. I've been out of my mind with worry. The police say there's nothing they can do for 48 hours.
48 hours? People are disappearing every day in this town. They should be doing something now.
I managed to get into Beth's phone account. The last messages were from a group chat with all the kids. They went to search the woods yesterday morning.
The woods? Why would they go there?
They didn't tell any of us?
No, Chris just said he was meeting friends. I had no idea they were going into the woods.
According to the messages, they were looking for their missing classmates. They split up to cover more ground. The last message was from Jenny at 8:17 a.m. Then nothing.
Damn it. What were they thinking? I called the police 3 times yesterday. They just took a report and said they'd look into it.
Same here. They told me they've got over 100 missing persons cases. Said they don't have the manpower.
I've been trying to reach someone higher up, but no one's returning my calls.
Dan, what about Jenny? She would have texted you if she was in trouble.
My phone was on silent. I was in meetings all day. I didn't see her messages until this morning.
Wait, what? She messaged you? What did her messages say?
Just that she was in the woods, and something about people in masks. I think they were playing some kind of game.
People in masks? That doesn't sound like a game, Dan. Did you tell the police?
Of course I did. They said they'd add it to the report.
This is ridiculous. Our children are missing, and no one is doing anything.
I've had enough of waiting for the police. I'm going to find Chris myself.
I think we need to work together. All four of us. Since our kids were together, they might still be together.
Emergency alert from MAPPA. Citizens of Tyred are advised to remain calm. The situation is under control. Please remain in your homes whenever possible. Do not gather in groups or conduct independent searches. Report any sightings of missing persons to MAPPA directly. Do not approach missing individuals if located, for your safety and theirs. For more information, visit mappa.gov.ty.
Do not conduct independent searches. Do not approach missing individuals. What the hell is going on in this town?
That sounds like they know something, like they're hiding something.
Let's not jump to conclusions. MAPPA is just trying to prevent more people from disappearing.
By telling us to do nothing, to just sit at home while our children are out there? Dan, doesn't that strike you as odd?
Of course it's odd, but they're the professionals.
I don't care what MAPPA says. I'm finding my son, with or without their help.
I'm with you, Colin. I can't just sit here doing nothing.
We need a plan. The woods are massive. And if there are people in masks out there?
I've hunted those woods for years. I know them better than anyone. And I've got my shotgun.
Be careful, Colin. I don't think these are ordinary kidnappers.
I know almost everyone in town from my postal route. I could go door to door, see if anyone saw anything. Maybe someone knows something they haven't told police.
Good idea. I can try to trace their phones. I work in IT security. I might be able to access their location data, even if the phones are off. And I could hack into security cameras around town.
I don't know if that's legal.
I don't care if it's legal. My daughter is missing.
What about you, Dan? What's your plan?
I don't know what I can do. Maybe we should just let the authorities handle this.
The authorities aren't doing anything. Your daughter is missing, Dan.
You work for the local government, right? Don't you have access to those buildings downtown?
Yes, but
The MAPPA office is downtown, in the old library building. You could go there, see what they know.
I don't think they'd tell me anything.
You don't have to ask. Just look around. Use your access card.
That's trespassing.
Dan, this is Jenny we're talking about. Don't you care?
Of course I care. Look, fine. I'll go to the MAPPA office, see what I can find out.
Thank you, Dan. We all need to do our part.
So we have our plan. I'll search the woods.
I'll go door to door.
I'll trace their phones and check cameras.
And I'll check out the MAPPA office.
Let's stay in touch. Text if anyone finds anything.
I'm going to find my boy, no matter what it takes.
Before we go, there's something else you should know. I looked at the town records. Over 200 people have disappeared in the last month.
200. Are you certain? The town would be in chaos, though, surely.
It is in chaos, but it's being contained somehow. One person every 40 seconds during waking hours. That's the actual rate.
How is this not national news? Where's the FBI? The National Guard?
Exactly. It's like the information is being deliberately kept inside Tyred. I tried calling my sister in the next town over. She hadn't heard anything about disappearances.
Someone's covering this up.
That's a serious accusation. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Dan, stop making excuses. Something's been corrupted in this town, and MAPPA is at the center of it. Why are you so reluctant to see that?
I'm not. I just don't want us jumping to conspiracy theories, when the explanation could be simpler.
There's nothing simple about 200 missing people, and our kids being among them.
We need to go. Every minute we wait is another minute they're in danger.
Agreed. Let's find our children and figure out what the hell is happening in Tyred.
I'm heading to the woods now. I'll start where the kids entered. God help anyone who tries to stop me.
I'm starting with the houses near the woods. Someone must have seen something.
I'll be at home on my computer, tracing everything I can.
I'll go to the MAPPA office.
Let's find our kids.
First update from the woods. I'm starting at the main trailhead where the kids likely entered. It's unnaturally quiet here. No birds, no wildlife. Same thing Chris mentioned in his text. Found these marks on several trees. Look like they were made by human fingernails. Nobody carves trees like this.
Those marks are disturbing, like someone was being dragged.
I've started on Elm Street. 3 houses so far. 3 missing family members, but everyone's so calm about it. It's unnerving.
Just arrived at the MAPPA building, using my government ID to get in. We'll update soon.
Found something else. 3 phones with batteries removed. One looks like it could be Kevin's. Chris's lab partner. The others I don't recognize.
Can you bring those back? I might be able to recover data from them.
Already bagged them. I gotta admit though, I feel like I'm being watched. Eyes on me from every direction, but I can't see anyone.
The Harlington family on West Street. Their teenage son went missing last week. Mrs. Harlington just nodded when I asked about it, said, "These things happen now. No tears, no emotion." It was chilling.
I've managed to trace our kids' phone signals. All 4 were active in the northeast section of the woods yesterday morning, then went dark within exactly 3 minutes of each other, between 8:15 and 8:18 a.m.
That matches what we saw in their texts. I'm heading in that direction now.
Not much to report from MAPPA. Building is surprisingly empty. I don't think I've seen a single person yet. Doesn't seem like an agency handling hundreds of cases.
That's strange. Try to see if you can access any files or computers. We need to know what they're actually doing.
I just had the strangest interaction. An elderly woman on Maple Drive. Mrs. Abernathy. When I mentioned MAPPA, she looked terrified, opened her door just a crack and whispered, "They take you if you ask too many questions," then slammed the door in my face.
What the hell? Who is they?
Oh my. So I've been analyzing cell tower data for the past month, and from what I'm seeing, it looks like hundreds of phones ping briefly from the same area of the woods, then go offline permanently every single day.
Dear God, how many people are out there?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Those could be false signals.
No, Dan, I've verified the data. These are unique device IDs, real phones from real people. Also, I looked into MAPPA itself. Their website was only created 3 months ago, despite them claiming to be a long-established agency.
That matches when the disappearances started. I remember reading the first reports about the same time.
Dan, can you find anything about when they actually set up in the building?
Not much paperwork around, just propaganda posters and empty desks. I'm trying to access their computer system, but it's password protected.
Try revision or Tyred as the password. Those words appear in their website code frequently.
Holy Mother of God. A clearing with dozens of personal items, watches, wallets, jewelry, IDs from people all over town. Why would all these be gathered here?
It's like they were all removed and discarded. But why?
I'm collecting what I can as evidence. Well, that can't be good. I'm pretty sure there's movement in the trees around me. I need to be quiet for a bit.
Be careful, Colin. Keep that shotgun raised.
I'm at the high school now, speaking with Mrs. Washington, the principal. She says almost a third of the student body is missing. The school's been instructed by MAPPA to continue as normal, but teachers are disappearing too.
Found an office with more equipment, but doors locked. Looking for another way in.
I've made another breakthrough. I hacked into satellite imagery of the woods. There's unusual nighttime activity, groups of figures moving in coordinated patterns, like search parties or military units.
Whoever was moving around is gone now, but I swear I saw something white through the trees, like a flash of pale fabric or plastic. I'm going to keep moving.
Dan, I'm also detecting strange signal emissions from the MAPPA building. They could be interfering with phone communications. Can you check for any unusual equipment, possibly on the roof or in the basement?
I'll try, but security seems tighter in some areas. Don't want to raise suspicions. There may not be any guards here, but there are a lot of cameras.
Dan, this is important. Our children are missing. You need to take some risks.
I know. I'll do what I can.
Mrs. Washington is showing me the attendance records. 127 students missing since MAPPA arrived, plus 14 teachers and staff, and the police haven't found a single one.
I'm approaching the area where our kids' phones went dark. The trees are different here, more spread out, like they've been cleared, and the ground is disturbed, like there was a struggle, or many struggles.
Those look like drag marks, like bodies being pulled through the dirt. Who the hell is behind all this? Dan, any update from your end?
Still looking around. Most offices are empty.
Can you be more specific? What exactly are you seeing? Are there any files, computers, maps?
Just empty desks. Some paperwork, but nothing revealing. I'll keep looking.
Dan, your responses seem vague. Are you actually in the MAPPA building?
Yes, of course. Just being careful. Don't want to get caught.
I found something else. A larger clearing deeper in, with what looks like... What the hell? It's a pile of clothes. Dozens, maybe hundreds of outfits, all neatly folded.
Why would kidnapped people's clothes be folded? That doesn't make sense.
Unless they changed into something else. Colin, are there any masks near the clothes? White masks like Matt described?
I don't see any masks, just the clothes. Aha! There's something carved into a tree here. That same symbol Beth found. A circle with a cross through it.
That symbol means something. I'm going to research it.
I'm heading back to continue door to door. Maybe Weaver Street next. It's close to the woods.
Dan, I need you to look for a broadcasting room or any kind of signal equipment. The emissions I'm detecting are powerful. Could be on a higher floor or the roof.
I'll try to find a stairwell, but I might need to leave soon. Don't want to be here after hours.
After hours? Dan, this is about our children. Stay as long as needed.
Citizen notice. Independent investigations into missing persons cases are discouraged and may impede official efforts. Trust only official MAPPA representatives. Failure to comply may result in legal consequences. Report any unauthorized investigators to the nearest MAPPA checkpoint for your safety and the safety of Tyred. This is your only warning.
I'm going deeper into the building now. Most of these offices look like they've never been used. Empty desks, no personal items, no files, just MAPPA posters everywhere.
That's strange for an agency handling hundreds of missing persons cases. There should be mountains of paperwork, files on each missing person. Take photos of everything you can.
Will do. Heading to the next floor now.
Any sign of where they might be keeping records?
Nothing obvious. Feels more like a front than an actual agency.
I'm still going door to door, but people are starting to lock doors as soon as they see me coming. Word must be spreading that I'm asking questions.
I found an elevator, but it requires keycard access. Let me see if my government ID works.
Be careful. If they catch you down there.
It worked. Going down now. We'll update when I get there.
Dan?
Did you make it down okay?
Dan, please update us. We're getting worried.
I'm continuing my search in the woods. Found several more clearings with those marks, and more of those symbols.
I've spoken to 27 households now. Every single one has at least one person missing, and they all received the same response from MAPPA. The situation is under control.
Dan, it's been over an hour. Are you okay? Please respond.
I'm here. Sorry for the silence. You won't believe what I found. The elevator went down much further than it should have, far deeper than the building's foundation could possibly go. I'm in some kind of underground facility. It's massive.
What do you see? Are there people?
No one in sight, but there's equipment everywhere. Workstations, laboratories. I found a room with files. Hold on.
Project revision? Citizen reintegration? What does that mean?
Beats me, but I found more. Charts tracking something called conversion rate for the town's population. They've processed 40% of Tyred already, whatever that means.
Processed? Like people? 40% of our town?
The hell? What are they doing to people?
I'm looking for more information. There are computers, but they're locked. Oh crap, I hear voices. Someone's coming. Have to hide.
Find somewhere safe.
Dan?
Did they find you?
Dan, please respond. Just let us know you're safe.
Should we call the police?
And tell them what? That Dan broke into a government facility? Besides, they've been useless so far.
Dan, it's been almost an hour. If you can see this, please respond.
I apologize for the prolonged silence. Everything is fine now. I have completed my investigation of the facility. There appears to be nothing unusual taking place here. I recommend we all return to our homes and await official updates from the authorities.
Dan, are you okay? You sound different.
I assure you I am perfectly fine. I simply realized that our concerns were unfounded. MAPPA is working diligently to locate all missing persons. We should trust in their process.
Did you find anything else in those files? What about project revision?
There is no project revision. I was mistaken about what I saw earlier. The documents were standard missing persons protocols. Nothing suspicious whatsoever.
What about the chart you sent? The one showing 40% processed?
A misinterpretation on my part. That referred to case files processed, not people. My apologies for the confusion.
Dan, what about the basement facility? You said it went deeper than should be possible.
I was disoriented. It was merely a standard basement level. Again, I apologize for the unnecessary alarm. I should go now. Security will be making their rounds soon. I will meet with you all later to share important information. Please return to your homes for your own safety. Trust in MAPPA. They know best.
Something's wrong with Dan. That doesn't sound like him at all.
I noticed that too. His texts are completely different. I assure you I am perfectly fine. Who talks like that in text?
And suddenly he's defending MAPPA after finding those documents? Something happened to him down there.
What should we do? If we confront him, he might alert whoever got to him.
We play along, pretend we believe him, but we don't trust a word he says.
And we definitely don't go home or meet him later.
Agreed. I think we need to assume Dan is compromised or being coerced. Either way, we're on our own now.
I'm going to continue searching the woods. I think I'm close to something.
I'll keep asking around town. Maybe find someone who knows what project revision means.
I'll dig deeper into those terms. Project revision and citizen reintegration. And I'll try to find any information on that facility Dan found. Dan, thank you for checking. I suppose we were all getting carried away.
Yeah, maybe we should take a step back. Let the professionals handle this.
If you think it's best, Dan, though I'm still worried about our kids.
Your concern is natural, but unnecessary. They are being taken care of. I mean, they are being looked for by professionals. I must go now. Security approaching again.
Stay safe, Dan. Let us know when you're out.
Holy crap, everyone. I found something. Something terrible. It's a tree, completely covered in missing person posters. Hundreds of them. Some look months old. That symbol is carved at the base, the circle with the cross.
This is unbelievable. It's like some kind of shrine or a record.
Can you see if Matt or the other kids are on there?
I'm looking. There are so many Wait, I hear something again. It's footsteps all around me, multiple sets. I need to go. Need to focus on shooting. We'll text when safe.
Do you think they got Colin too?
I don't know, but he has his shotgun. He might have a chance.
We can't lose another one of us. I'm worried it's just going to be you and me soon.
Let's not think like that. Colin is tough. He might still be fighting.
I'm going to keep digging into Project Revision. There has to be more information somewhere. Maybe it will tell us what happened to Dan and our kids.
I'll keep going door to door. Someone in this town knows something. They can't all be whatever Dan is now.
Be careful, Maisie. We're all each other has now.
You too, Inez. We'll find our children, whatever it takes.
Colin, are you there?
Nothing from Colin for over an hour now, and Dan still hasn't checked back in either.
I tried tracing their phones. Dan's is still in the MAPPA building, but it hasn't moved from the same spot for hours, which is concerning.
And Colin?
His phone is completely off. I can't get any signal from it, which means either the battery died or...
Don't go there. Colin is a survivor. He knows those woods better than anyone.
I hope you're right, but I'm really worried. First Dan acting strange, now Colin going silent.
I found something else in my door-to-door.
What is it?
Several people mentioned seeing their missing relatives walking around at night, but they wouldn't speak to them. And they moved wrong somehow, always with something covering their faces.
Like masks? The white masks Matt mentioned?
Maybe. A woman on Sycamore Avenue said her husband disappeared 2 weeks ago, but she saw him walking past their house at 3 a.m. last night. She called out to him, but he just turned and stared at her. She said he was wearing a white mask on his face. Then he just walked away. A little girl gave me this drawing of the empty people who took her father. Look at their faces.
White masks, just like Matt described. We need to do something. We can't just keep investigating while our friends and children disappear.
I agree. We need to take action now.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'll go to the woods to help Colin, and you go to the MAPPA building to find Dan.
That seems like our best option. I'll try to get into the building the same way Dan did.
We need to be extremely careful. Let's share our locations with each other and check in every 10 minutes, no matter what.
Agreed. If either of us misses a check-in, we'll assume the worst.
Let me pack some supplies first. Flashlights, first aid kit, and something for protection.
I have my pepper spray, and I'll grab a kitchen knife too. When should we head out?
As soon as possible. It'll be dark in a few hours, and I have a feeling things get worse after dark. Mrs. Washington, this is Inez Miller, Beth's mother.
Hello, Inez. Any news about Beth and the others?
Nothing concrete yet, but we're following several leads, and I need to ask a favor.
Of course, anything.
Please secure the school building. Keep all remaining students inside. I believe they may be in danger.
To be honest, I've been concerned too. We've noticed some strange activity around the school in the past few hours. People watching from across the street, wearing hoodies and masks over their faces.
When did you first notice them?
Just this morning, after the 4 students were reported missing. They've been there all day, just watching.
How many?
Started with 2. Now there are 7. They don't move much, just stand there. I called the police, but...
Let me guess. They said they'd send someone, but never did.
Exactly. I have 213 students still here. What should I do?
Lock all doors and windows. Keep everyone inside. Don't let anyone leave alone. And don't let anyone in unless you're 100% certain who they are.
I'll do that immediately. Should I send everyone home?
No, I think the students are safer together. Strength in numbers.
I understand. I'll keep them here, and I'll call their parents to come get them in groups.
Perfect. And Mrs. Washington, if you see anyone wearing a white mask, do not approach them, no matter who they appear to be.
White masks? Like those theater masks?
Yes, plain white faces. I don't know what's happening in this town, but I think those masks are somehow involved.
I'll protect these children. Please find Beth and the others.
I'm trying. I'll update you when I can.
Emergency advisory: remain in your homes after sunset. Do not investigate unusual sounds. Turn off all lights and communication devices until morning. This measure is for your protection. Compliance is mandatory.
Did you see that MAPPA alert? Turn off all lights and communications?
Yes, it's getting more and more controlling. Do not investigate unusual sounds, because they don't want us to see what's happening at night.
We need to move now, before sunset.
I'm almost ready. I've got flashlights, batteries, first aid kit, and a large kitchen knife. Not as good as Colin's shotgun, but better than nothing.
I've got my supplies ready too, and I found something in my garage, a baseball bat. If those things try to take me, they'll regret it.
Be careful, Maisie. We don't know what we're dealing with. If Dan could be turned somehow.
I know, but I need to find Matt, and now I need to find Dan too. Whatever it takes.
I feel the same about Beth and Colin. Okay, I'm heading out now. Heading to the woods. I'll start at the trail where Colin last checked in.
I'm leaving too. Going to the MAPPA building. Let's check in every 10 minutes, starting from now.
Agreed. Stay safe, Maisie.
You too.
First check-in. I'm about halfway to the woods now. The streets are eerily empty. I've never seen Tyred so deserted.
Checking in. I'm approaching the MAPPA building, and I see something strange already.
What is it?
There are people going in through a side entrance. A lot of people. But to be honest, I can't be sure they're actually people.
Excuse me?
They're all walking the same way. Like, synchronized almost. And they're completely silent, not talking to each other at all.
That's unsettling. Can you see their faces?
No, they all have hoods or hats, but there's something covering their faces. I'm going to try to get closer. I need to find a way in.
Be extremely careful. If they spot you...
I know. I need to be quiet now, to sneak closer. Something is very wrong with these people. They're not moving like normal humans at all.
Citizen alert, sightings of unauthorized individuals near MAPPA headquarters. All citizens are instructed to report suspicious activity immediately. Approaching MAPPA facilities without authorization is strictly prohibited for your safety and the safety of Tyred. Compliance is not optional.
Second check-in. I've reached the edge of the woods. No sign of Colin yet. Maisie, are you there? Maisie? I assume you're being quiet to stay hidden. Please check in when you can, though. Colin, are you there? I'm in the woods now. Following your last GPS coordinates. I'm coming to help you. Just hold on. Third check-in, 7:42 p.m. Still no response from either of you. I'm about 15 minutes into the woods. I don't know how much longer I have sunlight for. And Colin was right about how quiet it is. No birds, no insects, nothing. Just the sound of my own footsteps. I've never experienced anything like this. It's like the woods themselves are dead. Finding these marks on trees. They look like arrows or directional markers, all pointing deeper into the forest. Maisie, please check in when you can. Fourth check-in, 7:52 p.m. Still heading toward Colin's last location. The marks are getting more frequent. Almost every tree has one now. And that symbol, the circle with the cross, it's everywhere. Maisie, it's been over 30 minutes since your last message. Please tell me you're okay. I feel so alone out here. I'm continuing on. I can see it clearing up ahead. This might be where Colin found that tree. Oh my God, I found it. The tree Colin described. It's enormous, completely covered in missing persons posters. Hundreds of faces. Some of these are months old, water damaged and faded, but new ones too. Fresh posters on top? No. God damn it, no. I see Beth's face, and Matt's, and Jenny's. They've all been added, their eyes staring out from these posters, like they're watching me. Maisie, are you there? Please respond. I need to know someone's listening. Wait, I see something on the other side of the tree. Moving around to check. No, 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 no. Dear God, no. It's Colin. I found Colin. He's slumped against a tree, not moving. His face is gone. The skin has been completely removed, like it was surgically peeled off. And his shotgun, they forced it down his throat. I can't stop shaking. I can't breathe. Who would do this? What would do this? There are bodies around him. At least 4, all wearing those white masks. Colin must have shot them before they did that to him. He fought back. He took some of them down. Oh, Colin. Maisie, if you can see this, get out of there! Don't let them catch you. They're monsters. Absolute monsters. Mrs. Washington, are you there?
I'm here. Just finished locking up. Everything okay on your end?
Colin is dead. They killed him, and it's worse than I could have imagined.
Jesus, I'm so sorry.
I can't reach Maisie either. She went into the MAPPA building, and now she's not responding.
Do you want me to call the police?
No, I don't trust them. I don't trust anyone official in this town anymore.
What can I do?
Just keep those children safe. Lock all the doors. Don't let anyone in. I'm going to try to learn more about these masked people.
The people outside are still watching the school. There are more of them now, and they're getting closer to the building.
If they try to enter, use whatever you have to keep them out. Barricade the doors.
What are they? What do they want?
I'm about to find out. One of these masked bodies. I'm going to see what's under the mask.
Be careful.
I'm pulling at the edge of it now. It's not coming off easily. It's like oh my God. It's attached to their face. The mask is fused to their skin somehow. I can see where they merge together.
That's impossible.
I'm pulling harder. The skin is tearing. There's circuitry, electronic components embedded in the facial tissue, like the mask is some kind of technological parasite. This isn't a mask. It's technology that's hijacking their bodies.
How is that possible? Who could create something like that?
I don't know, but now I understand what processed means. What Project Revision is. They're turning people into these things.
The missing students. Could they be?
I think so. I think they've been turned into these masked drones, and I think they're coming for the rest of us.
What should we do?
Fight back. I'm taking Colin's shotgun. I'm going to make them pay. Maisie, I don't know if you're getting these, but I just discovered something about the masks. They're not just masks. They're some kind of technology that fuses with the face, circuitry embedded in flesh. Have you found anything like that in the MAPPA building? Maisie, please just respond. I'm taking Colin's shotgun. I've checked and it still has shells. I'm going to find whoever's responsible for this. For Colin. For our children. Crap. I guess it's my turn. I hear something. Footsteps. Lots of footsteps. All around me. Through the trees. They're surrounding me. I won't go down without a fight. You better not give up on me, Maisie. We're the last line.
Inez, I'm here. Sorry for going silent. Had to turn off my phone while sneaking in. Too risky to have it making noise. Are you okay?
Maisie, thank goodness you're back. No, I am absolutely not okay. I'm surrounded by those masked things in the woods. And I found Colin. He's dead, Maisie. They tore his face off and shoved the shotgun down his throat.
What? The hell. I'm so sorry, Inez. This is so much more sinister than we thought.
It's fine. We can't change the past, but we can still change the future. Where are you? What's happening at the MAPPA building?
I found a broken window at the back. I'm inside now. The place is strange. Mostly empty offices. The computers are all for show. No actual data on them. Just screensavers and fake interfaces. It's all a front.
I knew it. Damn, I need to reload. They keep coming. Oh, and the masks. There's some kind of technology fused to their faces, with circuits embedded in the skin.
That's horrifying. I'm looking for the basement entrance Dan mentioned. Need to find out what's really going on here.
Just be careful. If they catch you... Crap, 2 more coming. I've discovered headshots are the only effective method. Body shots barely slow them down.
Found the elevator. Going down now. You're right about the depth. I've been descending for nearly a whole 3 minutes. Must be hundreds of feet underground by now. This can't be architecturally possible.
They've backed off temporarily. I think they're regrouping. I'm down to my last few shells. What are you seeing down there?
Just reached the bottom. Long, dark corridor. Red emergency lighting. I can hear machinery humming, following the sound.
Be careful, Maisie. We've already lost Colin. I can't lose you too.
I think I found the room Dan described, but there's another door. Some kind of control center? Oh my goodness. There are screens everywhere. Monitors showing the entire town. Woods, neighborhoods, the school. They're watching everyone. No way! I can see you on one of the screens. You're behind a large tree, holding Colin's shotgun. There are at least a dozen of those masked people closing in on you.
They could see me all this time? That explains how they keep finding me. I need to move. Now. They're coming back. More than before. At least 20 of them now. Moving in formation. Got one. Headshot drops them completely. Another one down, but there are too many, and I'm almost out of ammo.
Inez, I found something even worse. A wall display. It explains everything. According to this, they call it the Tyred Revision Project. They abduct citizens, surgically alter their faces to accept the mask technology, implant neural interfaces, and release them as revised citizens, under complete control.
So the missing people, they're being turned into these things? These mask-wearing drones?
Exactly. There are hundreds of before and after photos, including, oh God, Inez, I found photos of all 4 kids. Jenny, Beth, Matt, and Chris. They've been processed. They're part of this masked army now.
No, not Beth. Please not Beth. 3 shells left. They're getting closer.
There's more. Organization charts showing who's in charge, the project leadership. And at the top, it's Dan. Dan is the project director. He's been behind this the entire time.
Dan, Jenny's father? That's why he was acting strange. He was never taken. He's the one doing the taking.
That bastard. I'm gonna need to go quiet again. Someone's coming. I need to hide. Dan is here. He's not alone. The masks don't just control people. They're transforming them into something else. Get out of Tyred if you can. I'm screwed.
Maisie. No! Mrs. Washington, I think they got Maisie.
The situation here is deteriorating. Those people outside the school, they're trying to get in, pounding on the doors and windows.
Keep them out at all costs. I've made a break for it, running deeper into the woods, away from the ones surrounding me, and I've only got 1 shell left, but I think I've created enough of a gap to run through.
What's your plan now?
Find a way to stop this. The masks are technology, controlling people, and Dan is behind it all.
Dan? Jenny's father? That can't be.
It is. Maisie found proof before she went silent. He's the director of the whole project. Still running. They're chasing, but I'm faster. Well, that's surprising. I just tripped over, dropped the shotgun. It went off. Hit one of them. They fell and the others all ran off. Time to see which poor soul this is. Maybe I can help them.
Inez, it's too dangerous.
I'm approaching slowly. They're wounded but still moving. Reaching for the mask, pulling it away from the face. It's resisting, tearing the skin as I pull. But I can see underneath now. I can see their face. Oh my God. No. No.
What is it? Who is it?
It's Jenny, Dan's daughter. She's injured. The shotgun hit her leg, bleeding badly but not life-threatening.
My God. Can you help her?
I'm trying to get the mask off completely, but it's not easy. It's causing her extreme pain. The edges have fused with her skin, like it's growing into her.
Be careful. You could hurt her even more.
I don't have a choice. As long as this thing is attached, it could regain control at any moment. I'm pulling it off as gently as I can, but the skin is coming with it. Oh my God, there are electrodes, tiny metallic fibers extending into her flesh, some kind of neural interface.
This is beyond disturbing. What kind of monster would do this? To children?
A monster like Dan, apparently. Her own father. Wait, she's trying to speak. The mask is mostly off now. Her face is raw and bleeding where it was attached, but she's conscious. She's trying to tell me something.
What is she saying?
It's difficult to understand her. The pain is making it hard for her to speak, but she's talking about how they were taken. She and the other kids. They were surrounded in the woods by people wearing masks, taken to an underground facility. She says there are tunnels connecting the woods to the MAPPA building.
Underground tunnels? I've heard rumors about old mining tunnels beneath Tyred, but I thought they were sealed decades ago.
Apparently not. She's telling me about the procedure. They were sedated, woke up with the masks already attached, but the control isn't immediate. She says the longer you wear it, the more it bonds with you, the deeper the control becomes.
Is that why she can talk now? Because she was recently converted?
Yes. She says recent captures still have moments of autonomy when the system cycles or updates, but those who've had the masks for weeks or months, they're completely gone. Just remote-controlled drones.
How many people have they taken?
Jenny says it's worse than we thought. Nearly half the town already. The MAPPA announcements about disappearances. It's not one person every 40 seconds. That's just what they want us to think. A false one to cover the actual even more horrifying numbers. It's a smokescreen. The real number is much higher. She's saying it's more like one person every 5 seconds. I just asked Jenny about Dan, and she confirmed our worst fears. Dan has been behind it all from the beginning.
But why? Why would he do this?
According to Jenny, he wasn't taken or converted. He volunteered. He calls it revision, believes it's the next step in human evolution. A hive mind, no individuality, just perfect unity.
That's twisted. Completely deranged.
Jenny is crying now. She says Dan deliberately sacrificed her to the project, his own daughter. He wanted to prove his loyalty to the cause, that no one was exempt.
Inez, there's something you should know. Dr. Garvey, our physics teacher, his wife disappeared 3 weeks ago. He's been working on a theory about these disappearances, and now that you've described the masks, he thinks he might have a solution.
What kind of solution? We need anything at this point.
An electromagnetic pulse. If these masks contain electronic components and neural interfaces, a strong enough EMP could disable them without killing the wearers.
That could actually work. Jenny is nodding. She says the masks use a constant signal to maintain control. Disrupting that signal could free everyone.
Dr. Garvey says he could modify equipment from the physics lab, create a powerful enough pulse, but someone would need to deploy it at the source of the control signal.
According to Jenny, that would be the MAPPA facility. The broadcast hub controlling all the masks is there, in the underground levels.
So someone would need to get in there and set off the EMP directly at the source.
I'll do it, but first I need to get Jenny to safety and get that EMP device from Dr. Garvey.
We'll be ready. I'll have Dr. Garvey start working immediately, and we'll prepare for Jenny's medical needs. We have a school nurse here.
I'm going to try carrying her. Her leg is in bad shape, but she thinks she can hold on to me. How far is the nearest school entrance from the woods?
The athletic field backs right up to the edge of the woods. Use the gate by the track. We'll watch for you and open it.
Perfect. We're on our way. Should take us about 30 minutes. Moving slowly with her injury.
Inez, there's another problem.
What now?
Those masked people outside. There are more of them now, at least 30 surrounding the school. They're not attacking yet, just watching and waiting. I'll zoom in and get a picture.
United States. They're waiting for us. Jenny says they must know. The ones I shot in the woods. They're all connected somehow. What one sees, they all see.
So they know we've figured it out. And they know we have Jenny.
And they know we're coming to the school. Which means Dan knows too. I hope Maisie is okay.
What can we do? How do we get you and Jenny inside safely?
I'm thinking... Okay, here's the plan. We need a distraction. Something to draw them to one side of the building, while we come in from the other.
The fire alarm. I could set it off. That might confuse them.
Perfect. And have Dr. Garvey meet us at the gate with the EMP device. I'll get Jenny to the nurse, and then head straight to the MAPPA facility.
That's incredibly dangerous, Inez. Dan will be expecting you. And if Maisie has been caught...
I don't have a choice. We're running out of time. If Dan realizes we have a way to stop the masks, he'll accelerate his plans, convert everyone left in town, including all the children at your school.
You're right. I'll tell Dr. Garvey to hurry. We'll be ready when you arrive.
We're moving now. Jenny is struggling but determined. She wants to stop her father. She wants to save Beth and the others, if they can still be saved.
Be careful. The woods might still be full of them.
I know, but I'm done running. It's time we fought back. We made it to the school. Your distraction worked perfectly. The fire alarm confused them just enough. Jenny's with the nurse now. Her leg looks bad, but they think she'll be okay.
Thank goodness. Dr. Garvey gave you the device?
Yes, it looks like a metal grenade. He says it'll emit a powerful electromagnetic pulse when activated. Should disrupt the control signals to all masks within a large radius.
Will it harm the people wearing the masks?
Dr. Garvey says it shouldn't. It'll fry the electronics, but not hurt the humans. At least not permanently.
How close do you need to be to the signal source?
As close as possible. Ideally right in the broadcast hub Jenny described. I'm heading out the back entrance now, trying to circle around the masked people.
Good idea, but stay low. They're still surrounding the school, but many moved to the front when the alarm sounded.
Inez, are you there?
Jenny, are you okay? I thought you were with the nurse.
They gave me a phone. My leg hurts, but I'll live. I remember more about the facility now, things that might help you.
Tell me everything. I'm on my way there now.
There's a service entrance on the east side. It's less guarded. And there's a ventilation system you can access from there. The masks operate on a network. When one detects a threat, all nearby units are alerted. That's why they hunt in groups, and always seem to know where to find people.
That explains a lot. Do you know where the broadcast hub is?
Lowest level, central chamber. It's a massive room filled with servers and transmission equipment. Dad is usually there, overseeing everything.
Your father. Jenny, I'm so sorry about all this.
He's not my father anymore, not the one I knew. He became obsessed with this unity concept, talked about it for months before MAPPA appeared, said humanity needed to evolve beyond individuality. I never thought he'd actually do something like this.
We'll stop him, I promise you. Will the EMP hurt you at all? With the mask technology still in your system?
Dr. Garvey doesn't think so. The mask was removed before it fully integrated. There are still components in my face, but they're inactive now.
I'll contact you when it's done.
Be careful, Jenny. Dad will do anything to protect his project, even sacrifice more of us.
We've organized the remaining staff, barricading all entrances, moving students to the central hallways, away from windows.
Good. And Jenny's secure?
Yes. The nurse is with her in the infirmary. 2 teachers standing guard. We're using the school's emergency broadcast system, warning any unmasked citizens to hide or flee.
Smart. I've reached the MAPPA building. Found the service entrance Jenny mentioned. Slipping in now.
God be with you, Inez. The whole town depends on you now.
No pressure. Moving through the vents. This place is massive underground. I can see through the grates. There are surgical theaters where they're converting people. It's horrific. They're attaching masks to conscious people. I can hear the screaming.
Focus on the mission, Inez. You can't help them yet, but the EMP will...
You're right. I think I'm getting close to the central chamber. Following the increasing amount of wiring in the walls, all leading in the same direction. I've found it. The broadcast hub? It's exactly as Jenny described. A massive chamber, filled with servers and equipment, and Dan is there, standing in the center, surrounded by what look like lieutenants, all wearing more elaborate masks than the others.
Can you plant the device without being seen?
I think... No! He saw me, through the vent grate, looking right at me. I'm crawling back.
Hello, Inez. I was wondering when you'd find your way here. Now, where did you scuttle off to?
Den.
You've been quite resourceful. I'm impressed. Few have made it this far into our facility. Even fewer have survived to tell about it.
What you're doing is monstrous. You're destroying people's lives. You sacrificed your own daughter.
I didn't destroy anything. I'm saving humanity from itself. Have you ever considered how much suffering comes from individuality? The conflicts, the loneliness, the endless competition. The Revision Project eliminates all that, creating perfect unity. One connected consciousness.
It's not unity. It's slavery. You're turning people into puppets.
A necessary transition. The first generation requires more direct control, but future iterations will be more elegant, less invasive, and eventually voluntary.
There's nothing voluntary about what you've done to this town.
Change is always resisted at first, but once people see the benefits, the peace, the harmony, they'll understand my vision, just as I did when they came to me.
They? Who came to you?
That's not important right now. What matters is that you have something I want, the electromagnetic pulse device.
I've managed to crawl to another vent. I can see Dan, but he can't see me. He's texting me, monologuing about his sick vision, like some cartoon villain. But more masked people are entering the room, dozens of them, and they're dragging someone. Oh God, it's Maisie.
Is she alive?
Yes, she looks beaten, but conscious. They're strapping her to some kind of conversion table. In the middle of the room, Dan's gonna turn her in front of everyone, as some kind of demonstration.
You have to act now, before it's too late.
I know. Dan's demanding I give him the EMP device. He knows I have it.
I know you have the EMP device, Inez. Dr. Garvey's little science project. Quite clever, actually, but futile. Come out from wherever you're hiding. Surrender it to me, and I'll spare Maisie the conversion process. It can be quite traumatic.
You've lost your humanity completely.
On the contrary, I've transcended humanity's limitations, evolved beyond the primitive constraints of individuality. Now make your choice. Maisie's clock is ticking.
Fine, you win. I'm coming out.
A wise decision. Where are you?
EMP active. Go to hell, Dan.
What? No, don't!
I did it. EMP activated. There was a massive surge. All the equipment is fried apart from my phone. I stuffed it in my jacket to shield it. The masked people collapsed. All of them. Just dropped to the floor.
It's happening here too. I can see them through the windows. All the masked people outside. They just fell over. They're starting to move again though, slowly. Confused.
Same here. They're regaining consciousness. They're tearing at their masks, ripping them off, despite the pain. They're free.
It worked. The EMP worked.
You should see Dan's face right now. He's backing away as his army turns on him. The formerly masked people, they remember what he did to them, and they're furious.
Is Maisie okay?
Yes, she's being untied by others. She looks shaken but alive. I'm going to her now. We did it. We actually did it.
It's been 3 days. Any update from the hospital?
Jenny's surgery went well. They removed most of the mask components. She'll need more reconstructive work, but the doctors are optimistic. Beth is in the next room. Her integration was more advanced, but she recognized me this morning and squeezed my hand.
That's wonderful news. How's Maisie?
Physically okay. Mentally, she needs time. She was in that facility for hours, saw things that will haunt her forever. But Matt is recovering too, so they're supporting each other.
And Dan?
Federal authorities have him. They finally responded once the masks stopped working. He's facing hundreds of charges: kidnapping, assault, conspiracy, illegal human experimentation. They found evidence that he wasn't working alone, but he's not talking about his partners.
The school is reopening next week. We're trying to create some normalcy, but it's hard. So many of our students are still in hospitals. Their faces altered.
This town has a long recovery ahead, but at least we have a chance now. Because of you and Dr. Garvey.
Because of all of us working together. The trial is next month?
Yes, we'll all testify. Make sure Dan and anyone who helped him pays for what they did.
It still doesn't seem real that something like this could happen here in our quiet little town.
Yeah, but we'll rebuild, take care of each other, and make sure nothing like this ever happens again. No one will ever disappear from Tyred ever again. Not even one.
We'll heal together. See you at the school reopening?
We'll be there, all of us. It's time for a new beginning.